the Pune Porsche accident. Now, in the latest on the Pune Porsche accident, what we find out, the development that's now come to the fore is that the mother of the Pune teen is in focus of the investigators. This is the accused's mother that we are speaking about. And this is after it has been revealed that she had given the blood samples for the blood test. Now, the teen's blood was replaced at the Sassoon Hospital in connivance with the doctors there. 2 doctors along with the staffer was taken into custody in the case, while the dean of the hospital was sent on forced leave. Meanwhile, Vishal Agarwal, the father's car, Porsche, Kia and Mercedes, all 3 have been seized in this particular case. And these are the latest updates that we're bringing to you right now. In fact, we also have Kiran Tare joining us live on the broadcast to bring us further context into the story and help us understand the developments better. Kiran, a very good morning to you. Very firstly, earlier in the day as well, you were speaking about how the mother so far in the family had still not been approached by the police. But now it seems that the blood samples that were in fact examined instead of the accused was the mother's blood sample. So in this particular case, what exactly are the updates so far in the investigation, and what can the ramifications be of a person who has provided with the blood sample instead of the actual blood sample which was to be examined? If you could just take us through those.
Yes, of course, yeah. This is the case in which every passing day is bringing a new information, new revelation, and new secrets are coming out. In this case, now what has happened? It was Shivani Agarwal whose blood actually was tested instead of the minors. The minors earlier the theory was that the minors' blood was taken out and it was thrown out in a dustbin. But now it is emerging that 4 to 5 private persons were present in the hospital at the time of the blood was taken out from Shivani Agarwal, and it was the idea floated by none other than Dr. Ajay Taure. Ajay Taure was the brain behind this manipulation, and he had suggested that Shivani's blood should be taken out and it should be sent for the testing so that the alcohol could not be traced in that blood sample. And we must also tell the viewers that Vishal Agarwal, the father of the minor, and Dr. Ajay Taure, they had telephonic conversation for 14 times in 1 hour in that particular night. And 3 lakh rupees were delivered to Ajay Taure through an assistant. And Vishal Agarwal was on the run. He was going to Aurangabad on that day. All those things, if we take into consideration, that it was a bigger plot to save the minor. And mother here, Shivani, was brought into the hospital for the blood testing. But the plan was exposed at the moment the Pune police decided to go for DNA sampling. What they had done, in a very smart move, they had taken DNA samples from the minor and Vishal Agarwal, his father, and when the blood was tested, it was found that it was the DNA testing was mismatched. The blood sample which was collected in Sassoon Hospital did not have any trace of the DNA of Vishal Agarwal, and that is where the police got suspicious and they sent the blood samples. They took the blood samples again from the minor and sent it to the another hospital. That is how the plan was exposed. But here, now this is a new thing, that it was Shivani's blood which was taken out and it was sent for the testing. Of course, it is clear that there was no alcohol traces because the blood was taken from a wrong person. Now, what will happen to the court? It depends. The court might consider the second report. The second report is not yet out. Nobody knows what is written in that report. If the blood report says that alcohol was traced, if the second blood report says that alcohol was traced, then of course the case is clear. But if the alcohol is not traced in the second blood report as well, then there could be a legal problem. And there are highly chances that the blood report may not have the traces of alcohol because it was taken 12 hours after the incident. So there could be anything possible. The police are keeping mum on this issue. No hospital authorities or now the state government, they haven't come with any clarification on what is the finding of the second blood report. That will be very crucial in this case.
Right, Kiran. Kiran, in fact, also help us understand this, that at this point, we also learned that Not just the car that was involved in the accident, which was the Porsche, but also a Kia and a Mercedes have been seized off the family. Vishal Agarwal's owned Kia and Mercedes have also been seized. At this point, just help us understand this. How does the seizure of these three cars helps further the investigation? What angle is the police looking at when they seize these three cars of one of them being involved, the other two cars of Vishal Agarwal?
Porsche car was definitely involved in that accident. Everybody now knows that the car has been inspected. The technicians, the engineers are inspecting the car to find out whether there was a technical fault or whether it was a driver's fault. So that was the reason why Porsche has been seized. The Kia car was used by Vishal Agarwal to travel from Pune to Aurangabad, and he was hiding in a dilapidated lodge in Aurangabad, and he was traveling in this particular car. So that is why this car has also been seized. And the Mercedes was driven by the driver, the family driver. And we must also tell the viewers that the grandfather of this minor had tried to pressurize the driver to accept the blame and accept and admit that he was driving the Porsche car at the time of the accident. So all these three cars are very crucial evidence. The police will do a forensic testing to find out to find out more clues on these things. That is why all these three cars have been seized now.
Right, Kiran. Kiran, also, as we have been speaking about this case, it's become quite impossible to refer to this case and not look at the political angle that's also involved in this. In the recent political developments, we've also seen an open challenge given by, as you had mentioned earlier, Anjali Damania to Ajit Pawar to get a narco test done. At this particular point, just take us through the entire exchange that had taken place between Anjali Damania and Ajit Pawar with some very serious allegations that's been levelled and that's been charged at the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra at this point.
Anjali Damania had posted a tweet several days back mentioning that it was Ajit Pawar on whose instructions the attempts were going on to weaken the case. But she deleted the tweet after some time. Somebody told her that this is not the case, so she deleted it. And later she clarified that she was not sure and she had doubts about something, but she was not sure about Ajit Pawar's involvement in this case, so she deleted the case. But she again relaunched the attack on Ajit Pawar, saying that after hearing the incidences and after hearing some stories from the local journalists, she has now named Ajit Pawar as a conspirator in this case. Her allegation is that it was Ajit Pawar who had given instructions to the police officers and to the doctors to weaken the case and to let the minor go scot free without finding any traces, without leaving out any evidences on this in this case. But here, what Anjali Damania has said that she has directly named Ajit Pawar, which nobody had done before. After that, Ajit Pawar came into the picture and he said that yes, I'm willing to go for the narco analysis test. The authorities, the police, they must conduct the narco analysis test on me. And if I come clean, then Anjali Damania should retire from the public politics, from the public spaces. The altercation between Anjali Damania and Ajit Pawar is not new. I mean, Maharashtra and outside Maharashtra as well, everybody knows that the irrigation scam for which Ajit Pawar stands accused, the so-called 70,000 crore irrigation scam, which the Prime Minister Narendra Modi also had mentioned in his speeches. And Ajit Pawar was the main accused in this scam. And this scam was, we cannot say unearthed, but it was Anjali Damania's push and efforts which had led to unearthing this scam some 10 years back. So Ajit Pawar's rivalry with Anjali Damania over the charges of corruption, everybody knows about it. But this time, Anjali Damania has directly named him as a conspirator to weaken the case. And this is the most serious allegation on a deputy chief minister who is a guardian minister of Pune as well. And he has a direct control over the Sassoon Hospital as well.
Right.
If we consider all those things, that the seriousness of this allegation is that a sitting chief minister, a sitting deputy chief minister,
right, very rightly mentioned, this is quite a serious allegation that's come up against the deputy chief minister in this particular case. We'll have to see how this plays out. But Kiran, thank you for bringing us all the latest updates in the story. In fact, For our viewers out there, we will quickly take you through some of the biggest updates in the case, the latest ones. Number one that's come to the fore is the fact that the mother gave blood to switch with the teen's blood sample. This is what's been revealed from the medical reports so far, and the latest is that it was the mother's blood which was examined and not the particular accused, because the accused was under the influence of alcohol. Now, blood sample was switched with the help of the doctors. Another major glaring angle into this particular story, the involvement of the doctors having changed the blood samples, and the two doctors along with the staffer for this very reason have been already taken into custody. In fact, they are to be produced in front of a court today. Also, the dean of the Sassoon Hospital has been sent on a forced leave, given that he did not handle the situation appropriately. That's the reason which is why he's also been sent on a mandatory forced leave, in fact. Next up, we also see an inquiry committee that was set up to inquire and to understand the entire situation that had unfolded, which was led by Dr. Pallavi and social activists on the other hand, as we were just discussing with our colleague Kiran Tare as well. Anjali Damania has claimed that Ajit Pawar tried to put pressure on the police, that he was the one who had called up the Pune police commissioner and had spoken to him with regards to the case. Now, 3 other cars in the latest development, while the Porsche was already being examined and had been taken for forensics, there are 2 other cars, in fact, Kia and Mercedes, that belongs to the accused's family, which has also been seized.